So I've just been looking, and you're working on the clinical, pathological, and biological characteristics of frontotemporal dementia and motor neurodegenerative syndromes.
Yeah. Tell me a little. The reason why we've chosen to focus on those diseases is because, probably as you know, in patients that have Alzheimer's disease, we now know that many people have multiple pathologies, so it's more likely to be mixed. So in the elderly population, you're actually much more likely to have more than one pathology. That's a good thing to know because it means that we can then focus on how to actually look at that. But to actually know how to really focus on any single pathology so we can then work on those that have multiples, we have to go into the earlier dementias. And so we've decided to look at people who have an earlier onset because they're less likely to have multiple pathologies. It doesn't mean they don't, but they're less likely. So we can actually look at people who have more pure proteinopathies, and that means we can understand what it is that may predispose to those and focus on trying to get biological pathways we can target for therapy. Then we'll be able to take that and look to see whether or not we can help by doing multiple targeted therapies in people that have mixed pathologies, which is most people who are over the ages of 70 actually. So yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Could you just explain what in a nutshell, what pathology actually means, what it is?
Okay, so pathology is a really broad term. So the thing that happens first, what people think happens first in the brain, is that cells start to actually abnormally lay down proteins that are normal, but they become in an abnormal form. And so that's the first thing that they think happens, is that a normal protein starts to be abnormal, and that sets off a disease process. But when you say pathologies, that process can affect lots of different types of tissue. It's a bit like thinking you might have cancer in the pancreas. It'll affect one cancer, will concentrate in a cell type, but then it invades many other organs. So in the brain, you've got vasculature, you've got different regions of the brain that do quite different things and have quite different cell types. And so it may start with a pathology, but then it spreads, and then the next thing that happens is cells die. So when you talk about pathology, you're talking about all those things. The protein that might deposit, or multiple proteins that might deposit, the impact they have on the environment and the whole organ, and at the end that can mean many different things. Yeah.
Thank you very much.